A Saudi-led airstrike using American weapons killed 11 people, maybe more, at a wedding in Yemen. I saw this article. It was in mintpressnews.com. Actually, Abby Martin had tweeted it. So I grabbed the link so that I could talk about it here. Thank you for watching on YouTube. We're also at Daily Motion now, and we will be on Steemit very soon. This article also goes into the fact that the Saudi airstrikes have increased, and it raises the question, why are we still doing this? We've been a part of this Yemen proxy war since 2015, I believe, and we're still there. And again, why does America think it can stand on a moral high ground when it does stuff like this? And what's happening at the border and families getting separated is awful. And I'm glad, actually, the corporate media is covering that, and it's getting people riled up and people are protesting. I'm glad that that's happening. Why isn't this in the corporate news? Huh? Why wasn't this covered when Obama was president and he was letting this happen? I'll read you a little bit of the story. Here's what happened. Saudi airstrikes bombed a home in Ghafra, north of Sadah, during a wedding party on Tuesday. That was July 3rd. Women and children were gathered at the home of Ahmed Jabir Jamani to celebrate his daughter's wedding when a bombing took place, killing 11 women and children who were attending the party. The bodies of the women and children were pulled out of the rubble at Germani's home, ensconced with blankets and still wrapped in their traditional wedding clothes. Attendees of the wedding watched for hours as the bodies were recovered. Why isn't this being covered? Why did we only see the so-called, the alleged chemical weapon attack in Syria? An alleged chemical weapon attack. Alleged. Still to this day. Alleged. We send rockets. Saudis kill a wedding party. Nothing. Nothing. Saudi airstrikes hit the house at 9 p.m. during the middle of a wedding. The death toll is expected to rise as 11 wedding attendees who were rescued from the rubble are still in critical condition. Another woman was killed in a separate incident when Saudi aircraft struck a residential building in nearby Haidan, causing extensive damage. On the same day, Saudi fighter jets also carried out 10 airstrikes against residential buildings and farming lands. Yeah, better get the farmers. In the Bakim district of Yemen's northwest province in Saada. At the same time, Saudi warplanes launched 4 air raids against Qataf and Al-Boks district in the same Yemeni province. Our money's going for this. The frequency of wedding day attacks committed by the United States-backed Saudi-led coalition seems to be on the rise. On April 23rd, a wedding ceremony in Yemen's Hajjah was targeted by Saudi airstrikes, killing 50 civilians and injuring an additional 55. Henrietta Fore, executive director of UNICEF, has slammed the carnage of over 2,200 children during the ongoing war in Yemen, warning that millions of other children are currently suffering the agonies of humanitarian crises in the country. I've done other videos on this. That's just the kids that have been killed by our bombs, our airstrikes. The starvation and it's not malaria, but it's cholera. The cholera outbreak, that's even more. The relentless conflict in Yemen has pushed a country already on the brink deep into the abyss, she added in a statement to journalists in Geneva on Tuesday. In addition to the more than 2,200 children killed since the conflict began 3 years ago, at least 3,400 have been injured or maimed. Over 600,000 civilians have been killed or injured in Yemen since the Saudi coalition began its attacks in 2015. According to the Yemen's Ministry of Human Rights based in Sana'a. The U.S.-backed Saudi coalition blockade on Yemen has also triggered an epidemic of disease and famine across the country. Why are we in this conflict? Why are the Saudis our allies? Why is the corporate media not reporting on this? We need just as much outrage about this as we do as what's going on with the kids at the border. What's going on at the border is awful. It's awful. This is worse. I mean, what like if we were blowing up weddings in Mexico, would people get more involved? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Again, I'm glad people are protesting what ICE is doing. I'm glad people are saying we should abolish ICE. I'm glad Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said that. Well, I want to abolish ICE. Politicians are saying that. Let's abolish ICE. Let's do that. But why are we not talking about this? It's literally called the Forgotten War. Petition your local politicians. Ask them, why are we in Yemen? Why are we spending this money? Why are we bombing weddings? Email MSNBC, email your local news carriers and say, how come you're not covering this story? I haven't seen Rachel Maddow cry over these kids murdered at these weddings. I haven't seen her cry over this. I haven't. Maybe there's video footage of it because I don't really watch her that often. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch any of those clowns. But where are her tears? So thanks for coming here and getting news from an alternative source. And thanks for going to places like Mint Press News. They're a pretty good online resource. And thank you for supporting this show. August 9th and 11th, I will be in Seattle doing Political Vigilante live on August 9th and August 11th doing stand-up comedy. Go to grahamelwood.com. Show notes are below. It's a small little venue, so it could sell out. A couple of the venues Ron and I did on the Progressive Comedy Tour sold out because they weren't huge venues. You know, I think they seat 80, 90, something like that, so tickets can go fast, so jump on it. And we'll see you at the show.